I think a couple of the blind spots that are keeping some of the retailers from realizing their full growth potential have to do with the consumer's a little bit elusive right now. They're in control, but they're not as identifiable. And what I mean by that is, they're doing a lot of this pre-shop before they come to the store. They're buying online, they're buying in brick and mortar, and so they're a little harder to trace and a little harder to engage to want to make the trips into the store. So I think we have to work harder to figure out how we're going to engage them. I also believe that for the growth to occur the way that we would like to see it again, we have to make sure that we have defined value the way that consumers want to see value, the way that shoppers want to see value. And they got very used to this new reality of the economy, and they've figured out their formula. But I don't know if retailers and manufacturers have acknowledged that they have these new formulas to the degree that they do. And so I think getting that balance right with them, talking to them in the way that they are managing their life, I think could go a long way to help growth too. We look at innovation on a lot of fronts. We look at it from a consumer perspective, we look at it from a retailer perspective, and we look at it from our own culture at Pfizer. And the things that we're really focused on, when we're working with retailers and we're talking about innovation, we're talking about how do we do things that maximize better value. Things that we may have done the same way for years, we're looking at how do we do it in a new and different way. And we've practiced that recently, with some of our RX to OTC switch work that we've done. And we really stopped and engaged in innovative forums and things that helped us get to a different end state. So we're proud of that. But it's because at Pfizer we also value a culture of innovation, which says let's put the right framework in place where everybody can help innovate. And it's not an innovation team, it's everybody embedded in the DNA of the colleagues that helps really help people think differently, break through in new ways, ask different questions, look in new places for insights and information, and then bring that to market in an interesting way. We've been doing a lot with technology in the space of innovation, and we do that both with the retailers and the consumers. So it might be how we're engaging them differently online. We have brands that lend themselves very well to that, so we're really changing the mix and how we're reaching and talking to them. And then we're working that also with retailers, and we develop new tools and apps, for example, to better measure execution in store and get that feedback to the retailers faster. I think we are changing very rapidly, and I think the challenge that we have right now in the business is that we're trying to maintain the majority status things that have to be done to run the core of the business, and we have to add on all these new things that are requiring us to act and behave differently, right? So this is engaging them in a brick and mortar and beginning to identify omni-channel and where you need to go to meet those needs of the shopper and the consumer. So it becomes this world of a bunch of and so I think staying prioritized, that's one of the things that we're really doing differently. We're challenging all of our plans that we go to market with. Are they consumer-centric enough? Is this really in touch with where the shoppers are today? Will this really get traction by a retailer? And then we're also looking at differentiation very differently, because if we don't find the ways to meaningfully meet the needs in these specific retail environments through differentiation, we don't think the consumers are going to stay engaged with us.